She works on the other side of town, which Phoenix is a massive city. So the other side of town is like an hour away, and also especially if considering rush hour. So I was like, oh well, I'll just wake up and pay rent.
She works on the other side of town
until
which,
like 5.
Hang
is
on
a
1
massive
second.
City. Yeah. So the other side of town is like an hour away, and also especially if considering rush hour.
Oh, I know what I did. I had Twitch on in the background, so I ended up getting you on a loop because Twitch was on with the sound on. Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted your story like 3 times now. Please continue.
Oh no, it's okay.
At least we know Twitch works.
Yeah, Twitch is working fine. So I got an email from her saying, okay, yeah, the plan is still on. I was like, oh, great. First thing in the morning, but she's always, she works at like 8 o'clock. So it's like, great. I'll just, sit here and drink a couple ciders. And because they were supposed to pick me up. Because the place we were going to go is like down the street from me. So they had to drive by me. Doom says, congratulations on getting married.
Yeah,
and all the best for the future. He's still in afterbirth hell.
That doesn't sound good. You might want to explain what that is, just for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh, it's just he played it for like 15 hours yesterday.
So this is a Binding of Isaac expansion, just for anyone who.
Yes, this is the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. Yes. But yeah, so it was like 3:30, and I was in like the best run that I had of the day. Like, got a lot of really cool items. Everything was really really great synergies. Everything was working out really well. And then I hear my phone go off, and I was like, okay, I need to go check this. And I have 8 eight messages on my phone, text messages. I was like, well, something's the matter. So I scroll through them, and it's like, oh hey, sudden change of plans. How about we meet at 4? Which, is a half hour from where we are. And it takes a half hour to get to where they want to meet. And then I had to go pick up her boyfriend because he was on the way.
Yeah.
So I had to, shut the stream down. I wasn't in a condition to be driving 3 ciders in on an empty stomach. So I hurriedly got to her boyfriend's house and threw him the keys and said, you're driving.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still fun. Everything worked out. Just, I was like, you guys couldn't wait 2 seconds more for me to finish this run? Like, they didn't know. But still. So, yeah. And then, there's this, the place we went is called the Cornish Pasty Company.
Sorry, what's the deal with the pasty company?
It's the Cornish Pasty Company. Is the bar? It's like a pub.
Oh, that's where you went. Oh, okay.
Do you know what a pasty is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
you're Midwest.
I lost the context there. We actually have a it's kind of like an it's a food truck that does pasties here in town.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this place does like tikka masala pasties and all manner of stuff. Doom's saying it might be laggy. I don't know what he means by that. Like,
I did change a setting in Twitch that is supposed to reduce delay, but it was kind of confusing. Like it said.
Oh no, you need to turn that off.
Oh really? Shoot.
Yeah, it's really buggy and not good. I don't know if you can turn it off for this stream.
Let me mute you for 1 second. Okay, I was just making sure I got this muted before we got it on a loop again.
Okay.
I should be able to edit this.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone I know who uses that has really bad delay.
Okay, so I just saved it. I don't know. I don't know if it'll affect what's going on right now or.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, yeah, I don't know if it'll change things today or what. The
We can always
VOD.
restart the stream if it keeps causing problems. We haven't really gotten started yet.
Yeah, the VOD should be fine regardless. I'll see what Doom has to say. I'm actually not seeing any lag, but I have a pretty decent internet connection. So we'll see. But how was the wedding?
Oh, it was all good. It was kind of a crazy week leading up to it. Just lots to do. But we had a lot of help, and Kobe was my best man, and we had an outdoor wedding. I guess I can probably pull up a little picture here for if anyone is curious.
Yeah, you should. I'm sure people care.
So this is that's an image from the reception. So we did all these crazy decorations, lots of lanterns. It was in a clear top tent outside at night, and yeah, that's me and Katie.
Oh, it looks really good.
That's when we were walking out from the ceremony. So it was all outdoors, reception in a tent. It was pretty cool. Here's another photo there of the tent. So it was fun, and we we did all this ourselves. We, for better or worse, probably for worse, did not have a wedding planner. That was mostly me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just a lot of work, but
That looks really good.
yeah, and there was this crazy sunset. You can't really tell in this picture, but the sky was just red. Too much of an Instagram filter on this one, but anyway. So yeah, so things worked out really well. Kind of perfect weather. It was a little bit cool, but it was it was definitely tolerable for the ceremony. And then it was pretty much the perfect temperature in the tent. So not too hot, not too cold, and some good food and a bunch of friends and people from out of town and all of that. So yeah.
That's awesome. Looks really good. Leave it to the artist to make a good wedding, right?
Well, Katie had most of the ideas. I just sort of helped plan and put stuff together and all that.
Mm-hmm. And Doom says it looks super nice.
Yeah, thank you.
So what is on the drawings today?
Well, I thought I would work on some monsters, some more interesting monsters. Sorry, my Photoshop is not wanting to perform very well here for some reason. So I don't know. I might just do kind of a smattering of different things. But we've done some of the animals and some of the elementals. But I thought, well, let's get back to the spooky stuff because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
So we'll do some spirit things, maybe a few more spiders or something. Right now I'm working on a monstrosity. I'm not actually sure which one or what. I'm going to take another look at the names, actually. I'm probably just going to draw some ideas.
Looks a little like a clam.
A clam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the idea.
Yeah, I was thinking it kind of has these eyeballs that are just like the color of its body and this little like skull nostril thing going on and kind of a spike on his head and a spiky tongue. So yeah, the monstrosities are just those slimy kind of yellow things. We had the isomar, I think was the one I probably showed it on a stream before, but it's been in the game too in one of the recent demos.
The spiky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that looks like a Zaku.
Oh yeah, because the big
red eye.
The red dot inside of a big kind of black eye.
Doom says, you know what's super spooky? Cultists.
Oh yeah. Well, we did a bunch of the cultists, and I should probably revisit those because there was something like I felt like it was a little off about them, but I could work on them some more today too. I'll have to find that file really quick here.
Doom, I think, is just a little biased. I think you should check out Afterbirth. They've done some really cool stuff with their alternate levels. Like in the Lamb, the Wrath of the Lamb, it was just like, oh, just this is like it goes from like the, I'm trying to think of a good word for that. It goes from the basement to the cellar. But in Afterbirth, they actually have like a burning version of the basement.
Yeah.
And a flooded version of a couple levels, and the womb has like scar tissue now on one of the versions.
Well, and I've still barely played Binding of Isaac in general, and especially not so much the new one.
Right.
So it's one of those things I've got to get to. Like I've played enough to be somewhat familiar with it, and obviously know a lot about kind of how the items work and randomization works and stuff like that, but just haven't put my hours in.
Right. Well, you've got Matthew in the office, I'm sure.
Yeah,
maybe
he was
playing
it yesterday.
Yeah. I think you really dig the new alternate level layout. I mean, they don't really do anything, you know. It's not like they impact the level, which I kind of think is a little unfortunate.
It's just
Happy
all
Halloween
visual,
Day.
or
yeah, and I was even remarking to Doom. I was like, well, if Pixelscopic was doing this would actually affect you. There's one level where it's just like all flooded. There's like just, you know, a bunch of water. I was like, that should slow you down. You can't move. You can't move well in water. That should be a hazard. I mean, it looks cool though. I guess Pixelscopic has made me demand more from my roguelikes.
Yeah.
It can't just look pretty. Yes, I did have fun last night, Nate. I already told the story before. I think you came on, but drank a bunch. Should modify the cultist doodle I did a long time ago. Matthew says he's in the
modify the cultist doodle. Is that what you said?
That's what Matthew said. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's in office today.
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Matthew. But yeah, went out to a pub, and then I went and watched The Last Witch Hunter again. So it was cool.
So you've seen it twice now?
Yes. And I've enjoyed both times I watched it. It was good enough to see twice. Not because the acting was particularly great, or because the storyline was particularly good, but the action is really good. The magic effects are really neat. All the visual stuff that they did was really cool. Like, the witches are kind of organic. Like, they're not just human. Don't talk to me about Undertale, Matthew. Don't do it. I know what you're gonna say, and if you all thought that I was really hard on Darkest Dungeon, then you're not gonna like anything I have to say about Undertale. I know you do, Matthew. I've seen you playing it, and everybody I seem to be the only person who doesn't like Undertale. Have you heard of Undertale, Baker?
Yeah, Matt gave it to me for my birthday, but since that was like 5 days before the wedding, I haven't touched it yet. I'm kind of hoping I might be able to have time to play games a little bit tonight. I
need to get you that Kickstarter bit so you can throw it in. Lucky I had the foresight to write all that stuff up just in case we needed to put one out quick. Was using my noggin. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay. I believe you believe that. Nate Drug 13 and Doom Speaker have have been around while I was playing it, they can tell you that I don't feel that way.
Are you still talking about Undertale?
Undertale, yes. Yes. I mean, it wants to be Earthbound. It wants to be Earthbound so bad. And it's not Earthbound. Have you played the Earthbound?
A little bit. A little bit. It's also something I know a decent bit about.
Mm-hmm. It's for sure one of my favorite RPGs. I really like it. I'm not doing the genocide run. I can't bring myself to do it. Yeah, that's the one thing about Undertale is that it has like multiple endings on how. The whole premise of Undertale is there's no fight you have to do. Every fight can be talked through.
Mm-hmm.
But therein lies my problem with the game. Like, the way you fight by diplomacy is you figure out how to basically like talk the enemy down or to talk them to go away. And in the interim, you have to. It's basically like you just have to dodge things on the screen. It kind of becomes like a shmump, where you're just a little like plane, and you have to move through the asteroids and stuff. And it's a neat idea, and I really applaud the concept. Not just of being able to talk your way out of every fight, but also just the way the combat is in the game. I think it's actually really innovative and really neat. Or not innovative, but it's done in an interesting way. But they also have random encounters. I do know the dialogue, Matthew, is the thing I dislike the most in the game. I like the mechanics of the game. Oh, it's fine. I think it's spoiled by the fact that every 20 steps you're doing another fight, which I think diminishes the uniqueness of it. If it was more like a Chrono Trigger game where you could see the enemies and avoid them, I think I'd like it a little bit more. Obviously, that's more work, and the game was only done by one guy, basically. So I understand why some of the things are the way they are. 1 second. Sorry, said to cough. Why do I not like the dialogue? Because it's written in a way that makes me want to punch the developer's face in. Is that too violent? Should I not say that? I'm sure the developer is a wonderful guy. How to put it? It's too aware of itself.
Yeah,
Like all of the
not like that sort of thing, but
like all of the puns and all of the jokes. It's like, hey, did you see? We made a joke there. Wink.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to do that with every single joke. Like, the first time I was like, oh, hey, I think that's really clever. And then it keeps, I guess my biggest problem with Undertale is it doesn't know when to stop. It doesn't know when to stop a joke. It doesn't know when to stop a combat. Every single thing overstays its action. Just enough to be annoying. Not enough to be irritating. Just enough to bug you. And, that's... I mean, I'm gonna finish it. I own it. I don't hate the game enough not to play it till the end. But, I don't care about the characters. I especially don't care about the skeleton characters. Those two have bugged me to the point where I just want to kill. I want to kill both of them. I haven't killed either of them yet, but I will say the fight against. I think the character's name is Undine. You're basically like running on these platforms, and the sprite is throwing spears at you, and you have to dodge the spears. And if you get hit by the spear, it actually brings you into a quick combat where you have to dodge, like a wave of spears with your little like heart ship. And I thought that was really good, and I didn't think that overstayed its welcome. I thought that was pretty neat. I thought that went really well. And Doom just put up his... I think that's him. I think he's completed everything in Afterbirth.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So what's this on the screen? I'll stop yelling at Undertale. Sorry.
Was that a viewer question?
No, that was me. Changing the subject.
Okay. I'm working on it was called a Spulic.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. But I feel like that's a little hard to say, so I was thinking about changing the name slightly, but it basically is going to sort of hide under its shell and then pop out and puke goo at you or at whatever. So it's not really dangerous to touch like so it's got kind of spikes, but they're probably not like dangerous spikes, just kind of knobs on its shell sort of thing. But yeah, most of the monstrosities are going to be like slimy, thorny, spiky, poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe this guy should be a little smaller, like more like your size-ish. Maybe a little bigger. I don't know.
Speaking of poison,
yes.
It's a real pain. I've discovered.
In our game?
Yeah.
Oh, well, because right now you touch any Gobel and you get poisoned.
And it's really nasty, yeah.
Yeah, I mean those like they don't have final stats, so it probably lasts longer than it needs to, or something like that at this point. But
it seemed to last a variable amount of time. I don't remember. Like sometimes it would take me down to like a full heart, or other times it would take me down to like 1/2 heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize what was doing it because there's no indicator.
Right. Yeah. It's
in
just
the
to test status effects in general.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, something must be. I thought it might have been a bug, and then I realized, oh, this is poison. And Doom and I were like, oh, hey, there's poison in this. We were trying to figure out how to get weapons loaded in, but we didn't manage to figure that out.
So you're saying like loading modified weapons? Because I was trying to figure that out when you mentioned that previously. I guess I should have watched the stream this week, but I've been just trying to catch up and all that since I got back.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Weapons in general.
So like weapons that you start with, or?
Yeah, that you start with, because the build you sent me, the rogue didn't have a weapon, but it had the shield. The shield worked. And I messed around with it.
Could you pick up weapons off the ground, or?
There were no weapons on the ground that I saw.
I mean, I think right now the weapons you start with are hard-coded at this point. Like, it might have been after we made that build that Aaron added that in, so now you start with a full inventory.
Okay. Yeah. I still got to mess around. It wasn't a very long stream. I'm sorry, but we did.
No, it's fine.
We had about almost an hour stream yesterday, or last week, not yesterday. And we messed around with. I don't know if you noticed this, but every once in a while, when you walked by the piping. I don't know what caused it, but the piping would like slide off the screen.
Yeah, you can move some of it, or sometimes it'll just fly off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think part of that's fixed, but then since Kobe's still working on some of that physics stuff, it's all subject to change. So we haven't messed with it. We've just been kind of waiting on him.
Yeah, it was really funny to mess around with that and see how I could proc it and see what things I could make fly off the screen.
Yeah.
So it was a little of a let's break Delver's drop stream. So that was cool. So you're doing a big nose?
Yeah, I thought it might be kind of an interesting, weird idea.
Oh, and this is in general for everybody that's in the U.S. other than me. Tonight is, I believe, daylight savings time.
Yeah.
So you will be an hour ahead of me.
More ahead than usual?
No, less ahead than usual.
Okay. So we would actually be the same time then for... actually, do you do daylight savings at all?
No. Nope.
Okay. So right now we're 2 hours ahead of you then. And we will only be one. Okay,
you will
I
be
see.
1 hour ahead.
Okay.
Which is why I brought it up.
Okay. Got it.
Because most people don't remember that we here in Arizona are nonconformist.
Yeah.
We don't need your daylight savings time.
Okay. I lost you for a second, now you're back.
Okay, no problem.
Sometimes my headphones like to just cut out.
Yeah,
I
have the same brand of headphones as you, and they do it to me too.
Yeah, not very often. I still really like these headphones, but sometimes they're a little finicky. But they'll come back. And just turn them off and on every once in a while.
Doom is saying that that's anti-Semitic, but I think he's being silly.
The nose?
The big nose, yeah.
I was trying to think of something that probably that's just a bad idea, but like a something that would degrade your weapons, like degrade use count, like sort of a status effect monster, kind of a like would be. I might just combine these two actually.
I think that's great. I would like that. I mean, considering you can regenerate your usages on weapons to a point, I don't think it's bad that you would have an enemy that could reduce them to 0.
We're still... well, I would like to make it so that you can still use items that have a use of 0, they just have way less effect. But then there are problems like guns and bows shouldn't do anything unless they somehow do like 1 melee damage when you pull them out. So it's kind of a problematic idea. But you can always... I do want to make it so that if something reduces to 0, it doesn't instantly like disappear from your inventory. Some things will break, some things won't, but then you can just go pick up ammo. Excuse me.
I still think it's a good idea. I mean, people likes. Right? I mean, I like them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're frustrating, but that's the point. And I think
I'm thinking about calling it a leech-like to kind of be funny.
A leech-like?
Yeah.
You should make an enemy just called a roguelike.
So I'm trying to think of what this thing would look like besides just being a leech. I mean, maybe it could have like little kind of claw pincers.
See, and if the roguelike could just take your gold. See,
yeah.
I'm thinking it's probably a bad idea that I do that. I do like this Spewlick, though. It looks very Cthulhu-y.
Yeah. I feel like it needs something else to kind of spice it up. I feel like I've seen this before in games or Calvin and Hobbes or something.
A little bit, yeah. And I like the clam thingy. I think Doom is still voting for the cultist. I know Matthew said to do the cultist he drew.
I'm gonna have to have Matthew dig those up. I was trying to find one of the files a second ago, and I don't remember where I put the cultist now. Apparently, let me see if it's.
Yeah, I don't.
I might have found it. I was waiting for the preview to come up. Yeah, this is it. Okay, yeah, I'm not very happy with my old cultist, so I'll open this up and throw these dudes in here so we can just keep working in the same file. I like where the leech-like is going.
I forgot to do my daily check on the Russian spam bots. I ought not to do that, so I'll. Oh yeah, I like that. I like the little teeth inside. This will be an I guess, kind of an interesting side. Did you know people eat lamprey?
I forget what those are. Is that sort of like a stingray kind of thing or something?
They're the fish that latch on. They got like the sucker mouth.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They look a little like eels.
Yeah.
I can't imagine eating one of those. And I've
the
eaten some
has
weird
basically
stuff.
been just like, cleaning the toilets with its mouth for its entire life.
Oh no, they're I think that's in the same species, but the lamprey are the ones that feed on other fish.
Oh, I see.
They like they latch on with their mouth and they just like eat holes in other fish. They're predators. Yeah, they're not the ones that you like put in the tank that eat the silt on the tank. Although people eat catfish, and catfish are, bottom feeders. They'll eat anything. I actually like catfish. I think it's the only fish that I like that I actually will eat on its own. Usually because it has nice Cajun seasonings. I don't know why I brought it up. The leech looks a little like a lamprey, the mouth.
Sorry, I'm just kind of... I started drawing these initial sketches in low res because it was just kind of wasteful of my computer's processing power and so on to do it in high res. So now I'm kind of moving moving some stuff from this high res file into this lower res file so that I can keep sketching.
No problem. I'm just going to war with Russia on the forums. I still really like all the bat variations.
Yeah, I do too. I'm excited to give them some more interesting behaviors because last time we had 2 or 3 of them. I think probably 3, but they all just kind of did the same thing at different speeds. So they were kind of scary, like especially the really fast ones. But
you had the bone bat, the banshee, and the regular bat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's everything out of this file that I'm going to need for now. Oh, actually, I wanted these guys. This is one of my really old drawings from before this was even Delver's drop. I like these little weed hog dudes.
Weed hogs? Oh, we'll have to let the stream catch up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I've never seen those before, actually.
It's like a sort of a hedgehog and a warthog, like a razorback sort of thing.
Right.
With spines like a porcupine. I thought that was
kind of a fun
idea.
We have a wild... I'm sorry?
I was gonna say just another like natural enemy, something that seems like a real world kind of animal.
Yeah. We have a breed of wild pig that live out here called javelina.
Hmm.
They look a little like that. They get stuck in the cholla.
They get stuck in what?
Jumping cactus.
Oh.
They're called cholla.
Oh, okay.
They're really nasty. They break apart really easily.
Mm.
So if you just like brush up against them, the spikes just dig into you, and like whole sections of the cactus come away on you.
Yeah.
And it's apparently really painful. I go out of my way to avoid the cacti out here.
That sounds like a sound practice.
It is a federal or a state crime, not a federal crime, a state crime to damage saguaro cactuses.
Huh.
They're
Are they
protected.
endangered or yeah?
Yeah, they're endangered. They look really cool though. I really like the Murmur Ghost.
I'm keeping some of these objects in here for reference, but they're starting to eat up some space, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Get rid of some of them anyway. I like to have lots of extra things around to just reference size, so I have a grasp of like, oh, this is about how big this thing is. I'll just delete those. Those aren't necessary. Okay. So everyone's clamoring for the cultists, so we've got those.
Well, Matthew wants you to do a redux on the one that he did on the forums, but I can't find it because everything's been moved around. Maybe Doom can find it for me if he's not too busy beating Isaac for the 100th time. And he wants you to do more cultists anyway, so... I like a couple of the cultists that you did. The one with the top hat I like.
Hey, where did Matt go? Oh, they're getting food. Okay.
All I heard was Nathan say the Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom's on the case finding it. He said it'll be easy. I like the leech like. It looks like something you'd see out of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yeah, that show was. I kind of wanted to watch more of it, but it came up when I was in college, so I didn't really get around to seeing much of it. I probably would have enjoyed it. I think. I think that episodes.
I think the designs for the Imaginary Friends was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The show was okay. I didn't really. It was when I was.
Yeah, like the animation was cool, but I guess I also kind of felt like the stories were just like I wish they were more adventurous or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost just more of like a sitcom.
Yes. Yeah. Nate Drog says she loves the leech like, and I sent you the link to Matthews in the Skype call. Thank you, Doom.
I'm wondering if all these monstrosities should float, or I'm kind of giving this one almost like chubby spider legs. I don't know why. Just.
I think that would work. it should eat your shield. Well, you were thinking of doing things like shield buffs, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can do basically any kind of shield or, I mean, with it's sort of like within reason, we're technically supporting just about every possible buff or debuff that we can write.
Right.
There are only so many things that any one like effect can modify at a time, but
Would it be items that would do it, or would it actually just be a buff?
well, I guess like what are you wanting to do to the shield?
Oh, just like a shock shield or a fire resistant shield.
Oh, let's see. So, like a resistance on a shield, you would just change the, I forget what the term it's like a coating, like an outer material. You would change the material so that it like absorbs or nullifies certain elements.
Right. That makes sense. You could have the leech like drain, like change the substance back to whatever. What's the base substance going to be for the shield?
Well, if it's just to kind of explain like how that stuff works really quick. So you've got your character, they have a shield, and then there's sort of a coating that can go over this. So if an attack is coming in, it first has to sort of penetrate this coating, or if it's a buff, it's, you know, the buff acts as that like outermost material, and then it checks the material of your kind of armor or shields or whatever, and then checks your body material. So as long as it penetrates all three. So it may only penetrate one, it may not penetrate at all, you know. So yeah, so kind of a complicated system, but yeah, basically, we could probably, I mean, what would happen is instead of changing the material of the shield, it would actually just remove any kind of outer coating material properties.
Right. People are liking the spider legs, by the way.
Which one?
For the leech, they like the spider leg edition.
I was wondering if all of these monstrosities should float, but I kind of like the idea of some of them floating and some of them not. The leech, like, I mean, it looks like a cross between a like and an Octorok and a Calvin and Hobbes alien.
Yes.
Like a spaceman spiff.
Yeah, I like it. It does look a lot like an Octorok for sure.
So did you say you found Matt's cultist?
Yeah, I linked it in the Skype.
Okay,
call.
let me
In the Skype
pull it up here.
Conversation. Yep, that's the one.
I want to pull some other inspiration here, because yeah, I didn't really feel like I was hitting quite the right notes for these other ones. Like actually having this giant candle wax dude, I like that idea a bunch. Having one with kind of a Pope hat, I sort of like. I mean, I like the candles on the hats. I feel like the guy with the top hat looks too much like Tuxedo Mask or something. And I kind of like the little skull acolyte dude, but everything kind of in between, like the armored guy, like just feels kind of overdone. So I'm gonna look for some inspiration here. So we got some skull head dudes, lots of hoods and robes.
You should all make them look like Cobra Commander.
Like I think the sort of monk habit idea, which I think is kind of what Matt was going for a little bit, like but doing like a rope around the waist, like a rope belt kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not really seeing many good ideas for, like, I wish I had like more movie reference rather than kind of video game characters. That's what most of this is.
There seems to be a lot of like .hack characters, and I'm not sure what that is all about.
Let's look for, so this is D&D cultists. Yeah, I mean, I think you basically have to go like total just shrouded hood or skull hat.
Doom is saying, why don't you go with adorning animal skulls on them or something?
Yeah, I mean, we could do something like a, deer antlers with candles on the antlers sort of thing, but that might get a little complicated at that scale. What's up, Nathan? What's that? Nathan said to look up Forsworn from Skyrim.
I don't know if they don't look like cultists really. If I remember what he's talking about,
they're kind
of
just
like
cave people.
Yeah,
looking.
they're like barbarian-y cave dwellers. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was almost thinking, well, also I feel like the best sort of crazy cultisty stuff I've seen is actually like the psychos from Borderlands.
The psychos could work. They're kind of culty. Yeah, the Forsworn just look like barbarians, I think. I don't know if they look cultish.
But I think doing like the bone necklaces could work. I kind of like this weird tusk mask sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Face paint. Okay. I was kind of waiting to see some of the other psycho dudes from Borderlands.
Doom is saying, like, from the chaos from Warhammer, where the lower ranks make themselves look more demonic, while upper ranks don't bother with that. They look just human.
What's that from?
Warhammer.
Hmm. So yeah, I mean, maybe coming up with some kind of leather masks or something. Because
Yeah, Doom sent me a picture. I'll send to you.
What's this from again?
I don't know. Those are Resident Evil 4, apparently.
Oh.
The one dressed in red.
I like yeah, the one dressed in red is cool, and I like the guy with the weird kind of helmet mask thing and the crossbow sort of behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, now that I see them, I recognize them from Resident Evil 4. Not actually get a good look at them. They're the Plaga. And they're definitely a cult.
Yeah. So, and yeah, they all have the kind of monk habit with the rope belt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could give one of them a Jebra skull.
There you go. Although that'd be a pretty big guy, yeah.
Well, the little Jebra isn't that much.
Okay.
It's about the same size as your character. So I need to look up a deer skull or a horse skull, probably. Yeah, horse skulls are super creepy.
I just think there's something like bedecking yourself with the corpses of the dead. Well, that's what the corpse is, but the corpses of of animals and stuff like that just makes you a little creepy looking, unsettling, disquieting. Can wear a giant skull as well, Doom says.
Hmm.
So just like give it a giant skull. How much more do you have to do Doom to get 100% in Afterbirth? They added a lot. I actually got True Platinum God right before it came out. I was pretty happy. That's when you 100% it.
Hmm.
600 hours in it.
600 hours in the game total, or
Yeah, and Rebirth total.
yeah. I was
Probably
thinking surely you guys couldn't have that much in the expansion only.
No, that's just in Rebirth. Oh, you meant in Afterbirth, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only been out for 24 hours.
Yeah.
But I don't. It doesn't count just for Rebirth or Afterbirth. It's still
Yeah,
under
because it's
Steam.
an expansion.
Mm-hmm. If there's one thing to take away, I play a few games a lot.
Yeah.
I think I have 500 hours in Europa Universalis 4 now. Probably more than that. I don't play games to complete them. I just play them to have fun. Which I guess is why I like games with high replayability. Like Delver's Drop. You can buy it now at delversdrop.com/buy. Are you guys going to PAX South?
We've talked about it, have not made our final decision yet. I'm leaning more toward, like, I'd rather just go to East, personally. I think the timing would be better and everything, for just, like, amount of stuff complete and money and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I also just kind of want to chill into the year.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, let me know if you guys
it's
are
like toward it's toward the end of January. I can't remember the date now.
It's the last 3 days of January. It's the 29th, 28th to the 30th, 31st. Yeah. But yeah, let me know if you guys are going to go to East.
Yeah. Is East easy for you to get to compared to, like, I mean, I guess it would still be quite a bit of a drive for you to go to South, huh?
South is only like 10 hours away.
Oh, so that's about the same for us, like 10 or 12.
Yeah, I plan on going. I need to stop dragging my feet and just decide and get all that worked out. East is harder to get to because I have to fly.
Yeah.
But if I know you guys are going, then I can set my plans. I'd like to go back. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun for us too, and it was fun to have you along as well.
Yeah. And I'd like to help at the booth again if you'll have me.
Yeah, for sure. Every time we go to PAX, I'm like, this is gonna be the time that we make costumes and I do like a really cool booth setup with stones and like a fake pillar, like basically styrofoam and spray paint, and we still haven't figured out a good way to ship anything to PAX though. I mean, we found some ways, but it's just like we would probably what we will end up doing eventually is build our own, I'll have one of the guys who works for us sometimes, Kurt. I think he's done a stream like a long time ago, but have him help us build a just a big crate that's you can forklift and everything and just ship it on a truck basically, but then you have to pay drayage and whatever when it gets there. So
yeah. Well, someone may or may not already be working on a sorcerer costume.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know who that would be, but I may have it on good authority that someone's working on a
It's
costume.
Halloween. It would be nice if there were one ready that could be shown off today.
I wish I had that, but I don't. But I figured out how to do the face, so.
Oh, I would even be okay with people just kind of like having their face in shadow, or I guess you could do almost like a veil.
I have a mocap, like sock hat, basically that goes over your head.
Okay, that
I'm going to
too.
attach the beard and the eyes to.
That's intense.
That's the idea. We'll see if it works out. My sisters do, LARPing and stuff, so when they're in town, we'll start working on it. We have all the plans and stuff and the materials. Just I'm really bad at sewing and all that.
This guy might be a little too big.
He looks really cool though. Actually, I have a picture I could send you that looks similar to that. Let me see if I actually have it on this computer. I might have lost it. I know where to find it again though. Or I did. We'll see if I can find it again. If I can't find it today, I'll send it to you when I find it.
Katie keeps saying that she's going to dress up as a rogue or a beastkeeper. I think she would kind of make a better rogue, but she loves the beastkeeper. So either one would be fun.
Well, I think what should happen when you guys are ready to release is we just get everyone together and we just have a bunch of people cosplay all the classes.
Yeah, I thought it would be really cool to try to do a live action trailer, but to make it actually look good and not stupid cheesy would be a bit of an undertaking.
Who says it can't be cheesy? People like cheesy, right?
Yeah, I guess I don't like cheesy is more the problem.
Yeah, I'm with you, generally speaking. People like Undertale though. Sorry, I had to get another dig in. Nadrog does cosplay in the chat. I've seen some of the photos that she's done. She did was it Ellie? Is that her name from The Last of Us? The little girl. I don't know her name. I'm sure
you mean Ellen Page, right?
Ellen Page? Is that who played her?
They originally modeled it off of her, and then the actress, and then they had to change it and made it look more like the voice actress because Ellen Page was then in whatever that's. It was the next game from Quantic Dream. Oh geez, I'm gonna forget the name.
Okay, yeah, her name is Ellie in the game.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls. Yeah, I brought up her game resume.
Yeah, so that was the interesting thing is that what company was it? Was it Naughty Dog that did The Last of Us? Am
Yeah,
I
I
getting that
think
confused
so.
again? So they, their artists were originally like kind of referencing Ellen Page and kind of made Ellie in the game look like her.
Uh-huh.
But then I think they discovered, or someone kind of tipped them off that like, hey, Quantic Dream is actually having Ellen Page star in a game, like legitimately. It looks like her, and she voices it and mocaps it and whatever. And I think they were like, oh shit, and so then they had to make Ellie look more like someone else, and they made her look more like the voice actress who voiced her in the game.
I see.
Um, I'll look for before and after here.
I don't. What's the name of the person who voiced her? I don't see that.
I don't actually know. I think she's been in other things, but I think this is that's I've
Oh, her
seen
name is
one that's
Ashley
like
Johnson.
more striking, like a more obvious kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, Nade went as Ellie, and she did a really good job on the cosplay.
I'm not seeing I saw an image before that was like really sort of obvious. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's this one on the left. So the one on the right is from Beyond, I assume, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I see it.
But then yeah, so I
Wasn't
guess
Beyond Two Souls
yeah, I
like
guess this
universally
is before and after.
panned?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I was sort of like interested in the trailers and stuff, but I didn't really hear much about it after release, and I have not played it.
Received a polarized critical reception upon release. Well, if that's not the most neutral way of saying it was divisive, I have no idea. Apparently, Yahtzee hated it,
Who?
but I don't know if there's a single game that Ben Yahtzee Crawshaw. He works for Zero Punctuation. He's the head of Zero Punctuation, which was part of The Escapist. It may still be part of The Escapist. I don't know if he still works for The Escapist. Yeah, apparently he does. He didn't apparently get knocked off when The Escapist decided to fire everybody. You know who like Jim Sterling is, right?
I've never really followed The Escapist or who writes for it or anything.
Oh well, they got rid of Jim Sterling, who was a big draw for them. I think they have Video Bob as well. I mean, I don't really follow all of you. You liked Beyond Two Souls, Nade? I've never played it, so I'm not much of a console gamer.
Yeah, it was only PS4, PS3,
Yeah, I guess so.
PS3 and 4.
Yeah, one of the consoles that I didn't have. I don't have.
I'm getting to the point where I really want a PS4. I really want to play Destiny sooner than later, before
My brother
before the hype completely dies down.
Yeah, my brother apparently plays it and really likes it when he has when he has time to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know when that is. He's busy all the time. Apparently, the guy who played the other main character from The Last of Us is the guy who plays Reese from Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah,
Troy.
those voice actors kind of get around in the game industry.
Mm-hmm. Tales from the Borderlands was really, really good.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about it, and I thought the intro, like I watched slash played the intro. I mean, there's nothing to play, you just kind of watch it, but I saw it in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and thought it was like, it just seemed really slow, like just that sequence I guess wasn't well paced for me, but
Yeah, it definitely picks up. I would definitely not judge it by the first 5-10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
I like that cultist. That looks really good. I would definitely not want to find that guy in the dungeon.
Yeah, I was thinking he could carry around this bucket of tar or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Cauldron type thing.
Right. Definitely looks like an upper tier cultist, though.
Yeah.
But definitely looks more striking than a lot of the other ones that you did earlier. I mean, I like the candle theme, but I really like that. I like the thicker version too.
Giving him some gloves, or maybe gauntlets. We'll see.
Maybe you could give that beefed up one like a hammer or something.
Which one? This
The
one
one
or
that's
the?
it's to the left, the bigger version that you've
Oh,
got.
yeah, I was well. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of cool to do both. I mean, I do like this big version, but he seems like really big compared to the character. But I guess that might be okay.
I'm just saying maybe the lower tiered cultists could have like masks that are broken.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean he is big, but I mean he you know what he makes me think of? Those knights in Zelda. I forget their name. The one in the Spirit Temple.
Which Zelda?
That was Ocarina of Time. The big armored ones. Doom probably has the name. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Let me take a look. They're like dog-like in Wind Waker. Darknut.
Oh, right.
No, not Stalfos. Those are the skeletons. Yeah, the Darknut. For sure. The Wind Waker ones look really good too. Twilight Princess, not so much.
I really like the art from Twilight Princess, though. I was actually looking at some of that this morning again.
Me too. I like it a lot. It's more cinematic, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting way to put it, but I think it fits.
Well, all the lines are crisp and clean. All the coloration is more realistic. It's not as bright as
it's such a different style, and it does kind of feel like someone who is making like a CG cartoon that you would see see at a theater, like DreamWorks or something like that. That the art direction feels more like something like that, like a little more almost European. Actually, I was going to say American, but I think it's more European that I'm thinking of, where everything's like a little more quirky. Because like Ocarina of Time actually feels like the art direction feels much more American. Like it's a little more just straightforward.
Right.
In so many ways, it's just like it ends up not really being interesting. Where like Wind Waker, it definitely has like a vibe. It isn't generic at all. Some of it's a little wacky, but
also I wasn't thinking of the Dark Knight. I was thinking of the Iron Knuckle.
Oh, okay.
The one with the gigantic axe that spins around. You have to pick off pieces of his armor.
Yeah, I still have not played much of Ocarina of Time.
I think it's one of the better ones. I like Twilight Princess a lot, but I really like Ocarina of Time. Doom is saying all the dark and neon colored monsters. I like the art direction of Twilight Princess. And I like the neon kind of coloration for all the Twilight. It's just so pleasing for the eyes. It is, and I mean, isn't that the idea of art? Isn't art necessarily supposed to be pleasing to the eye? Isn't that the intention? Saying it's low-hanging fruit. I don't know if that's the right term. I don't know I would use that term. It's distinct. That's for sure. I don't know if I would say it's low-hanging fruit though. He's like saying like Tron power lines. But do people really like Tron? I thought Tron was like a cult classic. I don't know many people who like Tron. I don't even think I've seen Tron all the way through. In all honesty. I just think it was a visual. No, Majora's Mask was. Everyone loves Majora's Mask. It was just boring. I was not a fan. It was DLC before DLC existed.
Oh, if ever a statement would anger the entire internet, that one probably would.
Yeah, well, hashtag Voss's divisive opinion. I hate Undertale. I hate Majora's Mask. I'm just intent on making no one can be happy. No one can be happy around me. That's just how it has to be. I mean, I'm happy if people like it. I don't know. I never cared for Majora's Mask. I thought
you know what we should actually do is make these guys kind of scarecrowish.
There you go. I thought the Game Boy Color Zeldas were better. Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Time. I think they kept the idea of Link's Awakening more in style, and that one's for sure my favorite Zelda game. And I think that's one of the ones that you said you really liked as well.
Yeah, Link's Awakening is still my favorite, I think. I do need to catch up on the more modern Zeldas. I mean, I basically have not played much of any of them, really. I played a decent bit of Wind Waker, I would say. And,
I haven't played anything since Skyward Sword. I haven't played Skyward Sword up.
Yeah, and I haven't played Skyward Sword or Twilight Princess.
I haven't beat Twilight Princess. I was on the last dungeon, but I never finished it. And I don't remember why. I just never got around to it. The last dungeon, if I recall, is kind of annoying. It's all hookshot puzzles. You get a double hookshot. I like that version too. I like the skull in the shadow. And it's supposed to be a horn?
The thing he's holding?
Or a bell?
It's actually a little acolyte taper.
Oh, okay. I
where
see.
You've got a little candle here, so you can light candles or put them out.
Right.
I don't know what those are actually called.
I like that. So you're still gonna go for a candle theme?
Yeah, I still want to have the candle thing going on. Just I'll kind of do it in different ways.
Mm-hmm. Not make it a major, vast theme.
Well, I think it does make sense. I mean, I don't know how I'd work it into the big dude really,
Mm-hmm.
unless he's wearing some kind of like candelabra thing on his back. I don't know.
You could put the candles in the eye sockets.
Yeah, I mean, I could just, well, it would just look like they're lit up, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, isn't that a classic trope for like the big skull thing to have like these red points of light for eyes?
Yeah.
So you could just make them like little candle flames that flicker. That'd
I
be
mean, I
really
was almost
scary.
thinking he could have like this thing on his back with like candles. It's not really clear where it's attached or anything though.
Right. So like I'm sure there's a term for that.
I do kind of like having some kind of a spiky sort of thing back here though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's supposed to be, just some kind of thing on his back.
Dude says to leave the eyes hollow. I don't know. I think it'd be really creepy seeing flickery eyes. I think that'd be more creepy.
I tend to like empty eye sockets, but we'll see how it goes. I can always change it back later. So I like this. I mean, it basically looks like the skull version of Tiny Tim or something here.
A little bit, yeah. It looks like someone just dressed up a kid in like hand-me-down Halloween costumes. It's like, all right, guy, go out and get your candy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have this dude hold a candle in one hand and the cauldron in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Or I wonder what it would look like if I just kind of put a drippy candle up here.
I like the back, the little thing sticking out of his back. I don't know what you'd call those.
It does kind of look goofy if you just put one on top of the skull. I mean, there might be some way to like make it drip down and look really creepy, but it almost just looks like he got splattered with bird shit or something.
Yeah. I like the wax creature there, the wax elemental.
Yeah, I was thinking this would actually be like a human that had sort of been almost like tarred and feathered.
Mm-hmm.
Except just tarred, I suppose.
Right. I like the added stitching on his mouth.
So maybe we can have a couple different kind of subclasses of cultists. So we've got a couple skull guys, a couple candle guys, and I don't know what the others would be, like scarecrow guys.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how that thing would move though.
I'm thinking about like I'm actually gonna remove the sides here, and he's almost just got like a beard of wax.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty big too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, probably pretty big. So this would, if we've got a couple of these, like this guy would be just kind of medium sized. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy would be about the same size as the big dude on the left over there.
Right. I like the one that's above, like or I guess in between and above the two ones that you were working on right there.
Here? I
Uh,
guess you'll have to wait for that to catch up.
yeah.
That kind of looks like a football player.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
I like him, but I think it needs something change. He almost just needs to look like he's in an Iron Maiden instead of being armored, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the big guy and I guess the Brigadine armor. Kind of looks like their meat shield that they'd send out.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be on the steps, right?
The what?
The stairs, I think is what it's called.
Well, they're
the quarry kind of area.
Yeah, I mean, there's stairs before the quarry. It's kind of well, I don't really want to give it away right now, but sort of an idea I have for, like, I don't want it to just be like level 1, level 2, like you just keep proceeding. Like, there's got to be some kind of variety as you're moving down. Like, like for some reason we can't proceed, so we have to find an alternate route. So that these guys occur somewhere around there. But I did change the order a couple times, and now well, partly to make the climate make more sense. So, since you start cold because you're at high altitude and get warmer, there were a couple of zones that didn't quite make sense. And now I can't remember which number I put this, set this as, because I changed it again recently. And then when I make more than one change like that, and kind of in quick succession, I always forget what I did and have to go back and look at it.
Doom is saying you should keep the giant wax thing's mouth open, like a grimace.
What do you think about this guy now?
I like that. I like the changes.
In the so he's sort of in an Iron Maiden, and he would just like hop around.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Is this sufficiently Halloweeny enough for everyone?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go Halloweeny and you want to keep the candle theme, you should just give one a jack-o'-lantern head.
Yeah, we could probably do that. It could even just be like a little baby, like inside of a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, there you go.
So it basically is just a jack-o'-lantern that hops around, almost mimic style or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking this guy actually he like opens up and tries to snap on you. So he's got like a skeleton inside of here, kind of thing.
Right. You should have, like, wax leaking out from some seams or something.
Yeah, I need to modify this a little bit here.
Yeah, like when it opens up, maybe there are candles, like, inside of it, so it, like, kind of has, like, an inner glow. I don't know if you guys can do that easily with the animation.
We need to make it easier to attach lights to things. It's kind of a pain to attach them to specific locations right now. I really just need something set up where you can attach a light to a bone and spine, which ought to be possible. We just need to put some work into that.
Yeah, I like the opening trap too. It's really cool. How long did you want to go tonight, by the way? Tonight, today.
Probably just till 3, our
Okay.
supposedly standard time. I'm actually really tired today. I think it's partly the weather, and well, also I woke up early to help Katie do makeup. She serves at a restaurant right now.
Yeah.
And does some catering and everything, and so they get to actually dress up for Halloween today, and she had the idea to go as Cleopatra, because she cut her hair. Like, she hasn't, when we first met, she had bangs, just like kind of straight across, and then she decided to grow her hair out after that, and hasn't had bangs for like over a year, like probably closer to 2 years. And then right before the wedding, she decided, I'm going to cut it again. I was like, whoa, I don't know if you want to change it that much right before the wedding. Because what if, like, you haven't had him cut that way in so long? What if something goes wrong? What if you don't like it? But she went and did it anyway, because she does stuff like that. And but it turned out great, and looked really good on her for the wedding and everything. And she's like, well, okay, so this is kind of horrible. So she was fixing her hair one day. I think she had like just taken a shower or something, and her hair was like all messy, and she has to kind of like sort of mess it up a little bit, like, I don't know what you call it, like sort of when you sort of like push your hair up to give it more volume or whatever, because her hair's really straight, so it'll dry like super straight and look, she kind of looks like a cat that just came in from the rain if she doesn't do a little something to it. So anyway, so her hair was all messed up, and she has this kind of like straight across and straight down cut, and she's like, I look like Mowgli from the Jungle Book. And I said, no, never say that again.
That's awesome.
Because she actually kind of did, and that was disturbing. So she doesn't under normal circumstances, but that day specifically. And so she's like, I'll be, she was talking about the about Halloween for the aviary, and she said, I'll be Cleopatra or Mowgli. I'm like, no, you shut your mouth right now. And then so like she was on board with doing Cleopatra. I'm like, that's a great idea. Let's do it. I'll help you do it. All this stuff. I had some ideas, and then at the last minute she's like, I think I'm just gonna be a black cat. And I'm like, where did this come from? Like black cats are what girls dress up as when they don't have a costume and they just put on whatever all black clothes they have and paint their nose with eyeliner. And she's like, no, it would be fun. I'm like, no, it's seriously, every time I see a girl dressed up like a black cat, it's just like, you seriously didn't have any other ideas, did you? And I mean, you could do it cute. I'm sure
it's shorthand for, oh crap, it's the 31st of October. I don't have any.
Yeah.
I don't have a costume.
And I'm like, you had a great idea. Like, you can be a black cat next year when if you don't have this haircut, like grow your hair out and be a black cat or something. Like it's too perfect right now because you actually don't have to wear a wig to be Cleopatra. Like when else are you gonna do this unless you keep your hair this way? So I finally convinced her. And so, so we got up at like 7 this morning because she had to be at work by 8, and she did most of it, and then I was helping do the eyeliner and everything. And I'll pull up an image because she made this, like, I was taking pictures of her before she left, and I think she was kind of like, hurry up because I have to leave because I'm late for work. And she sort of accidentally made this face at me, and I'm just my caption that I want to put on this is. I'm the queen of the Nile, bitches. Like that's what she looks like in this photo. So you'll see it on the stream in a second. It's pretty good. She just looks like, are you done yet?
Yeah, there you go.
And it definitely doesn't look like her because she never wears that much makeup, so it's kind of surreal. But it's fun.
You did a good job, though. It's a good haircut. It's very flattering for her.
Okay, so
what do you
think about this?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I like that. I like the opening. But you guys didn't do any dress up in office today?
Oh no, I don't think anyone's dressed up. Is anyone dressing up later? Anyone in the office gonna dress up for Halloween? What are you gonna be, Nathan?
I'm a rat.
A rat? Anything?
Right, but
anything interesting about the?
I guess for Halloween.
It's kind of an inside joke between James and I.
Are you Splinter?
No, I'm not Splinter. Although that would be bad.
He said it's an inside joke.
I really wish Nathan was on for that sick burn that I just gave him. He said I'm a rat. I was like, yeah, what are you going for Halloween as?
I heard it. I just wasn't sure if I should repeat it.
Oh well, it's all like hopefully he takes it all in good fun.
Are you gonna be anything?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think I've ever celebrated ever dressed up for Halloween. We didn't go trick or treating as kids or anything like that.
Yeah.
I've
always really liked
Midwest.
What's that?
I said, you know how it is in the Midwest in October, especially on the lakes. It's like, oh, it's either 40 degrees out or oh, it's pouring down rain or snowing.
Yeah, actually, it's been raining quite a bit today. I think Kobe said he's gonna take his kids to the mall where it's nice and warm, and apparently all the shops open up and have candy for the kids and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always lived in apartment complexes as an adult, so it's like nobody goes trick or treating in an apartment complex.
Although they should. That's actually like it's a closed environment. You can't get lost. Just go trick or treating.
You know, you'd think that people would. I mean, I have candy. I went out and bought candy just in case.
I bought candy and then we just started eating it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were supposed to go trick or treating one year. The deal was if we made our own costumes, we could go trick or treating. So I spent a lot of time working on a sand person costume from Star Wars, and then it was like 30 degrees and sleeting outside, and my parents were like, you know what, we don't want to go out. And my brother and I like we made our costumes. You said we could, and they're like, yeah, well. You know, if the weather was all right, we're like the weather's never all right.
Yeah.
I think we were like 11 or 12, so we were smart enough to be a little sassy. they're like, well, we'll just go tomorrow and we'll buy candy. And it's like, right, but we want to go house to house. And they're like, well, if you want to go outside in the sleet, then you can, but we're not coming with you. And I think my brother and I got like to 2 houses, and then we were like, you know what? Screw this. This sucks.
Yeah.
Because I'd done all the robes, and they were covered in like half frozen water, and they were just really heavy. And like I did like adhesive, like medical adhesive wrap, which kind of looked like the stuff, and I had like a wire mesh underneath so that I could have the stuff sticking out, and it got heavy and started falling apart, so like the entire head just broke. I was like, my costume's broken, I don't want to do this anymore. My brother's like, well, I forget what my brother went as. I forget what costume he made, but he was just like, well, I'm not gonna go by myself. I'm like, well, I'm going home. This sucks. It's like, well, I guess I will too. And all of the people in our little housing development were really cheap with the candy. Like they gave like the little like tiny boxes of dots and stuff. That's all I remember. It was like we barely got any candy, and it was all like Smarties and stuff.
Yeah.
Like not that like we were expecting like whole candy bars or anything like that, but like something. I think we even got an apple and a toothbrush.
Yeah, that's. I mean, apple. Okay, toothbrush. No.
Yeah, I think that was actually the person that lived.
Halloween's just that one holiday that like adults just love to hate on. So it's either like, oh, we can't do anything that seems evil, so we're gonna have a harvest festival or whatever. Like we're not gonna call it Halloween. Or it's like, oh, the candy's bad for you. Like I'll give you toothbrushes.
I think that's a certain population of adults. I don't think I'll ever be the adult who's like, oh, Halloween's real bad. You're gonna rot your teeth out. Here's a toothbrush and some toothpaste, kids.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ever move to a place like I actually am looking for a house right now, because I'm sick and tired of renting, and housing prices are pretty cheap here in Phoenix. And I'll go out and I'll buy full candy bars. I'll be that house.
Yeah.
I mean, I never got to enjoy Halloween, so I'm not gonna be the asshole who's like, your Halloween should be miserable because I had a miserable Halloween. No, you have a great Halloween. Halloween's a great holiday. It's the one holiday that I actually really like. You're gonna go trick-or-treating, Nate? What are you gonna go as? I got some candy and made little gift bags. You hope you get trick-or-treaters tonight. Sorry, I read that wrong. Well, I hope you do too. I mean, I kind of hope I don't because I'm crotchety and don't want kids knocking on my door for 3 or 4 hours. But at the same time, I don't think I'm gonna get any trick-or-treaters tonight. I did my Halloween celebration last night. And I'm pretty hungover today, so.
You sound a little under the weather.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to ask.
I've been having some sinus problems. That's the time of year it is. So I've luckily I don't have a migraine today. I thought I was gonna have one. I would have just powered through it, but yeah, I'm really stuffy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice to sit outside because in Phoenix in October it was like 70 degrees, where the rest of the country is like 30 right now.
Yeah, it's probably like 50 here.
Yeah. It gets to be about 50 at night, but yeah, we sat outside for like 3 hours, so that's probably why I'm a little bit snuffly. But also relatively hungover. And Doom said, "Why aren't you wearing a matching costume?" So he's saying you should have gone as Mark Anthony, I think.
I don't even know what he would dress like, but yeah,
he was a Roman legionnaire.
Yeah, so just like your typical kind of Roman leather skirt sort of thing.
Yeah. I think that's what most people do.
Yeah, I knew it was Halloween, but I just like costume wasn't even on my radar with the wedding and everything else that I've
Yeah.
had going on. So, Katie and I are supposed to go to a party tonight, but I'm hoping we just stay in and watch movies.
There you go. The Doom is like, you guys, I think in reference to me drinking, but the pasty place had, drink specials last night. It was $2 for a 20-ounce glass of beer. So
That's
I mean,
pretty
how
cheap.
can you? Yeah, it's super cheap, and it wasn't like Budweiser. This was like, Rogue ales and stuff.
Nice.
So Mike says, as a sand warlock, which is what he calls me because I live in the desert, you need no costume. I won't use the term that I have given him because it's not particularly nice. But how's it going, Mike? Every day is Halloween, I guess, for a sand warlock. But yeah, the Rogue has a hazelnut ale that I really like, but they discontinued it at the pub. I was really disappointed. I was really looking forward to getting a couple of those. But they had a couple Hefeweizens that were really good. And a couple ginger beers that they brewed themselves, which was really good. Those were even cheaper. Those were like $1.50. And there's just something fun about going to a really crappy movie inebriated and sitting through it. It makes Vin Diesel movies a lot better. Oh, apparently the you guys was in reference to Halloween. Well, you don't live in America. Halloween's not a.
Well, didn't they invent Halloween over there?
In like Ireland, yeah. But it's not the same. I mean, Halloween's a mixture of several different.
Yeah, I guess I know it's European, but I don't remember which country or culture.
It's like merging Samhain, which is a Irish festival, with All Saints Day, which is obviously Christian, and a bunch of other stuff. There might be some Germanic roots to it. I'm not 100% sure. It certainly is an American holiday in this day and age. Are you dressing up tonight, Mike? Are you doing anything for Halloween? Also, my Halloween celebration was the Binding of Isaac. That's spooky, right?
Sure. I'd really like to play one of the Batman games. I've been kind of having an inclination to do that. Because Batman is, I think, just like inherently Halloween-y, just Batman in general. Not so much the newer movies, but like I don't know, it just like all the Batman villains, or I guess like at least half of them are very sort of Halloween-y to me. Joker, Riddler, Scarecrow.
Right. Mike says
Clayface.
Halloween is for children. So Mike is going to be one of those people who hands out apples and toothbrushes, apparently. So shame on you. Also, I should say this. There's never been a documented case of people putting razor blades in apples or poisoning candy. Ever.
So how did that whole razor blades thing?
Probably
get
those
started?
same people who are like, well, it's Halloween is dark and evil, so we're having a harvest festival
But I mean,
instead.
surely it happened at some point, like in a grocery store or something, though, right? Not just
There's
not
never been
on
a
Halloween.
documented. There's never been a documented, at least on Halloween. Yeah, maybe some other time, but there's
Yeah.
never been a documented case of anyone getting hurt from anything like that. It's an urban legend, and I imagine it started because of some overly concerned nut job wackadoo parents deciding that strangers giving candy to kids was somehow a nefarious thing, and they wanted to scare people, and it grew from there. Like, you know how those old internet circles were, right? Like, email this to 10 of your friends, or
Yeah.
you know, like the present day chain letter. I imagine it's something like that. That's probably where it started.
I was thinking this guy could be on some kind of stilts. So he could actually be Delver sized, just kind of like walking around on these stilt legs.
Apparently, I
kind of
can't back
hopping
this.
around.
Like, apparently, I can't back this up. But hey, look, here's a Snopes art. Here's Snopes for you. Enjoy that. Oh, look, I can back it up. Your mic cut out again, Baker.
Sorry, what was that? My headphones cut out again.
Yeah, I said your head. That's what I was saying. And apparently, this thing dates back pretty far. This thing is talking about like 1970. So this has been it's been a long running urban legend. Snopes.com is great. I would suggest everybody if whenever they hear a claim, go and verify it with Snopes. They do a pretty good job when it comes to like internet hoaxes and stuff. I like the scarecrow though. I like the stilts. Is that supposed to be a bone?
That he's holding?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a scythe, like actually give him a weapon.
Okay, that was a stubby hand. I see.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
think
to
I
make him look like he's kind of character proportioned. He's got to be a little taller or a little bigger to make him look like he's on stilts and everything. But
yeah,
I'm
that was
trying
what was
to
messing
figure out
with
a way
me.
to, yeah, because it's like his arms look really short compared to his height, but I mean, the character's arms are pretty short anyway, until they're like swinging a weapon or something. But
Mm-hmm. Apparently, there was meth tainted candy on Halloween.
apparently, what?
As recent as 2013, meth tainted candy on Halloween from an actual newspaper.
That they found some, or that's just a like
Apparently,
another
they have
hoax?
found some. Apparently, they have found some. Can you give me the? There you go. Thank you. New York Daily News. California children may have been sickened by meth-tainted Halloween candy. May tested positive for meth after eating Halloween candy. Let me read this. A 2-year-old boy was rushed to a hospital on Saturday after becoming sick from candy he ate at a friend's house. They tested positive for meth. Well, good job, California. Then you should probably go sell that to Snopes then, Mike. You've got the inside info.
Well, we should probably start wrapping up. Although
Yeah,
I'll
no
try to do a
problem.
little pumpkin guy.
Shh. I hate news sites that automatically play their videos. Don't do that. Apparently, Mike is sitting around looking for this sort of stuff. Although in this report, it does say cops haven't linked it back to his Halloween haul. I don't know how a 6-year-old is going to get meth tainted candy otherwise, but read your whole article there, Mike. It may not be as ironclad as you think, but I'll concede in this case with the razor blade one. That is pretty messed up. But yeah, we should wrap up. Do you want to get a screenshot?
Yeah, I might just send you one afterward in a little bit. I want to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want to do some color stuff. Make it black and orange. I'm gonna try to knock out a creepy pumpkin here. Actually, pumpkin carving. That's something I enjoy doing that I won't have time for this year.
Yeah, I've never carved a pumpkin. My sister and her boyfriend did one where they put LED lights in, and they did a Rebel Alliance sign on one, and an Empire sign on the other one.
Yeah.
And they had red LEDs for the Empire one and blue for the Rebel Alliance.
We used to have a pumpkin carving contest at the company I used to work, and so as art director, I felt like I had to really kind of step up our game. We didn't actually win, but I felt like it was a pretty good idea. That it could have been better illustrated maybe, but I did a fetus, like a skull fetus inside of the pumpkin, so it's almost like you're looking inside of this pumpkin, seeing an X-ray of it. So that was my potentially witty pumpkin.
I like the pumpkin. I don't have any artistic talent when it comes to that sort of drawing. So when it involves blades and drawing, it just comes out looking like mud.
It's just fun though. But yeah, it's difficult, especially if your pumpkin is kind of irregularly shaped or something.
My family was just never big into celebration, holiday celebration.
Yeah.
Or festively celebrating. We'd get friends, we'd have a big dinner and watch a movie or something. But we never sang Christmas carols, or I don't really know what you would do during Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was the one holiday that
that's the one
my
you just
family.
eat.
Yeah, that's the one holiday our family did well. My mom was a chef. So,
oh really?
Yeah, she's a really.
You might have told me that, but I did not remember that.
And one of our family friends who's now passed away, he was also a chef. Before he was a doctor, but he was a chef before he became a doctor. So they would get together and they would do all the cooking.
Awesome.
And we do one for Christmas. Everyone would come over, but we never did the presents or the caroling or anything like that.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything for Easter. New Year's was another one where we'd just get together and all the adults would drink, and we'd wait until the ball dropped.
Yeah.
But I was out of the house by the time I was able to join in the drinking festivities.
Mm-hmm.
I like New Year's though. That's the one holiday that we do here in Phoenix. All my friends and I.
New Year's, you said?
Mm-hmm. It's like the one holiday where everyone's not with their family.
Yeah.
And I'm not going back to Ohio for Thanksgiving or Christmas, so it's too long a commute. I might
some
this
other
year.
little gourds here.
Yeah, I like the spiky one.
Because I was thinking that these, like, they could be mimics in the sense that some of them just sort of come to life and chase after you.
Right. Where would you
But
find these though?
Oh, in the cultist zone. It's all going to be kind of
Okay.
fall and foggy anyway, like sort of foggy, misty autumn, mountain town kind of feel.
Right.
But I feel like the jack-o'-lanterns need a little something else to kind of put a twist on it.
Yeah, I like the eggplant Gordon. Excuse me, sorry, the
You
spiky.
heading out,
Gordon.
Nathan? Okay. See you later. Have fun
Happy
tonight.
Halloween, Nathan. Enjoy being a rat. I know he can't hear me, but
Yeah. Like I was thinking about putting like a big butcher knife in one of these.
right.
Or I mean, maybe we should just put the put candles on top of them, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Like dripping from over the blade.
I was just thinking, put like instead of having the stem, having candles on top of all of them,
Oh, okay.
just as something to make it a little different.
Right. I like the cleaver. You should have one of the cultists carrying around a cleaver though,
Yeah.
so that there's a link. Yeah.
Kind of like that one.
Yeah, I like that. I like the teeth.
I was thinking maybe they would spit fire at you or emit blazlings or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So there's like a candle wraith inside of them.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So you'd have to break the shielding, and then you'd get the candle wraith inside. That'd be an interesting enemy.
Or well, I was thinking, I guess not candle wraiths, but just like whatever their. I mean, I guess their fire could be kind of. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that could work pretty well. Like you destroy them, and a candle wraith is just hanging out in there.
Yeah, exactly. It would be cool because, it's always interesting, at least from my perspective as a player, seeing enemies that you've already fought, but
Hmm.
kind of beefed up or changed in some way.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, these are down here too. But you can't just have a candle wraith on the 8th floor.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how did it get here? B, I fought these things on the 1st floor and they weren't that hard, so they're not going to be at all of a problem for me on the 8th floor. So by encasing it in a gigantic pumpkin, you give it a little bit more health, and you kind of change how you have to fight it. It could be like blasting fire out at you and you get close, and then spawning blazelings. And it just changes it up and makes it more threatening. It makes it a more dangerous enemy, which is always good.
Okay. Well, I feel like that is a successful Halloween stream.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Happy Halloween. We will be back, I think, next week.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll,
as far as I know,
we'll keep up with the schedule, unless something else comes up. But yeah, I'll be sticking to it.
I don't see where I would be otherwise. I know there's gonna be some holidays coming up. I talked about it at the last stream, but chances are I won't be doing anything on those holidays because again, I'm not going back to Ohio. So even if Baker and the rest of Pixelscopic can't get it, maybe I'll get another build by that point.
I don't really know my holiday plans yet, but I know my sister's coming up on not on holidays, so I might actually be free, but we'll see.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll let you guys know as it gets closer and we see what's going on.
All right. Well, thanks for streaming with me, Kyle. As
Absolutely.
always.
Thanks for streaming, Baker. Even on a sleepy Halloween day.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will catch you all next time, and I guess Kyle, I will send you the images in an hour or so, probably.
Okay.